Hi there, so I'm going to talk today about the making of the song Technical Rabbi by Zahala-hala. And by making, I mean the writing and recording of the number. So the group name Zahala-hala is it's a Polish phrase or word meaning the hall behind the hall, basically. And normally with our group I worked together with Mark and Paul, and so this song involved only Mark and I. Um, just because Paul was doing something else at the time, and we had used Paul for a recording session in August of 2019, and we were working on recording our album Foresight. So basically, yeah, we were just coming out of some sessions in August, and Mark and I had scheduled some dates after that, some just standalone dates to clean things up and work on a couple little things, possibly write and record a little bit more. And he liked to use these collaborative writing procedures. He's older than me, um, so we did this thing where we both contribute one word off the top of our mind, and so the two words that we chose were imagine and Canada. I forget which of us said imagine, which person said Canada. It doesn't really matter to me. I think I said imagine, he said Canada, or I don't remember exactly. So Mark took the two words through an anagram site and scrambled the letters, and he came up with Magic Dance Aim. Um, but when I look at that, it doesn't work perfectly because there's repetitions of the same letter. For example, what is it? What is it? Well, whatever. Like, when I ran this again, the closest thing I found was Magian Dance I, AI at the end. Magian Dance I, and so he probably saw that and converted it to normalcy and just said Magic Dance Aim, or you could see it in his mind. I don't know how he got Magic Dance Aim from Imagine in Canada. You'd have to allow repetitions of the same letter. So we took those words and we sang those words impromptu as a duet against a single synth C tone, and the synth was done from my Android phone, and we just recorded that into the air of the two voices against the single C tone. The tone like oscillated, kind of went like that, and then basically, let's see if I'm still running. Yeah, I'm still running here. Basically, Mark took that recording through GarageBand and created an accompaniment file. Um, and he emailed that to me. Let me see the date here. I don't have the date. Anyway, so he emailed me this file. That was roughly in September, I think, sometime. Oh yeah, September 16th. My notes here. September 16th is when he emailed me that file. And I basically flipped out. I couldn't believe how good it sounded. I thought that we had on our hands what could become a popular dance craze number. A fairly popular song for it being pretty interesting sounding. It already had that very medieval vocal sound and that flipper my gibbers stuff going on. And he wanted to call that track. Sorry about that. That's someone's wheelchair. He wanted to call that track Vienna Boys Wired. Like, Vienna Boys Choir, but Vienna Boys Wired. Okay, so I took that and then I was going to add the vocals to it and call it something else. So I chose lyrics that I had written during Unique Planetary Motion involving Uranus. You see, Mark is into astrology a little bit. He liked to record during like planetary alignments and stuff. That's not really like how I think, but he seems to think like the energy and stuff helps things. So he was always watching for like what was going on in the sky, and there's unique planetary motion involving Uranus around the time. I don't remember exactly like how my writing of the lyrics lined up with it. Doesn't matter to me that much, but it's the fact of the matter. So I had the set of lyrics ready, and what kind of inspired me. I had been studying at the time the lyrics to the Beastie Boys song "Intergalactic," and I had been enjoying this cover version by Robin Adele Anderson on YouTube, which she did it more in the postmodern jukebox vein, and so she added like a melody to the lyrics, and I happened to notice it had a nice pre-chorus build, and the song in the original version has up to like 15 and 16 end rhymes on the same vowel, and there's like a non-rhyme inserted in the first set of verses, but there's 15 to 16 in a row in each verse going to the pre-chorus, going up to the chorus. For example, I'll read some of this. Jazz and AWOL, that's our team. Step inside the party, disrupt the whole scene. When it comes to beats, well, I'm a fiend. I like my sugar with coffee and cream. Well, I gotta keep it going, gotta keep it full steam. Too sweet to be sour, too nice to be mean. While in the tough guy style, I'm not too keen. Trying to change the world, I'm gonna plot and scheme. Mario C likes to keep it clean. Gonna shine like a sunbeam. Keep on rapping cause that's my dream. Thank Mo D for sticking to themes. Now when it comes to envy, y'all is green. Jealous of the rhyme and the rhyme routine. Another dimension, new galaxy, intergalactic planetary. So, see, that really like seems to really slam dunk, you know. So so anyway, the other thing that led into this whole thing was in our talks we've been talking about like kosher law, because Mark holds like a strict diet because he's concerned with his health, because he's getting a little bit old. He likes like soups and stuff and really healthy food. He wants to take care of his body, and so he was asking about kosher law. In the Old Testament, he didn't seem to. I'm not sure he thought really highly of it or something. He wasn't sure about it, and he wanted a further explanation. And I was surprised at the pragmatic and scientific value of kosher, seeing it not really as a moral thing. Anyway, so from those talks, I was inspired a little bit, and when I say technical rabbi, of course, like this could be it doesn't really mean me per se. It could be a character, someone who can explain the concepts and material, but might not themselves be themselves be fully believing in what they're saying or something. It's just someone who can explain everything on a technical basis, you see. So by September 18th, 2019, I created a rough draft of the song. I had the lyrics and everything. I just sang it mechanically. I recorded on like a phone cord mic for that one. It didn't sound that good, but Mark liked the rough draft. So after the rough draft, I started a new version from scratch. At the time, I happened to be watching videos on Butch Vig, who produced Nirvana Nevermind, and so I started utilizing his vocal strategies of heavy doubling the vocals like over and over and over, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Like basically, I Nevermind. Cobain's vocals were doubled many times over on some of those tracks, and so in this one video he was showing like how the vocals sound alone and how many doublings there are. It was heavy doubling, so I thought I would use that and really double the vocals really heavily. And so I don't have it in front of me, but they're doubled at least like 6 to 7 times over. In other words, so I laid down one version, then I laid down the same thing over it in unison, then I laid down the same thing over it in unison, then I laid down the same thing over it in unison. I did it like 6 to 7 times. The choruses are heavier, so I wanted the choruses to be just a little bit heavier. I did some like tweaking of the intonation on the audio file, but not like a lot. I found where a problem was and fixed it. Maybe 1 or 2 places that was done, but not over the whole something, just in one or two small places. Then I mixed in another track that Mark had created called Dyad's V. He put it like VIE. It sounded really strange. It sounds like an airplane taking off or something. It has a very strange sound, so I used it for those interludes in between. And it's mixed against the original Vienna Boys Wire track. Okay, and so then the guitar track was the last thing I added. On my walk there, I had found a broken glass bottleneck on the ground. I said, oh, I'll play some slide guitar. So I took this broken glass bottleneck and used it as a slide in my electric. And so the slide sound is real. It was done analog in reality. We had two different versions. One was heavier guitar layers, and Mark liked the less guitar layers, so I did that. Because we just collaborated, and we tried to agree in the final version. So he gets really persnickety. You know, our relationship's only professional, by the way, as well. So by September 20th, the audio track was done. That's 2019 still. He played it for one of his friends, who's sort of my friend, kind of just an acquaintance that I made through him. And she seemed to think I should create a drop, or we should create a drop bass version, or version where either the bass drops, or drops out an octave or drops out. And come to think of it, that could be inspired by the Intergalactic lyrics. He said the beat and drop or something. I don't know. So I did that later. There's a version where there's a longer like techno intro and the bass drops out an octave. So that's the remix version. And so that's really annoying. And so basically the track was released as a single on all digital channels as of October 2019. And then we wanted to make a video version, right? So we couldn't agree on how to do it because I wanted it to have production value and more than one dancer. It's a dance craze song, so you want to have like a lot of live action. Like Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style was what I thought. I thought we had the next Gangnam Style type of number, so it should have like female dancers and stuff. And I thought that everyone could dance together, but he wasn't really down for that. He seemed to think that it was impossible to plan it and do it. He wanted to do just so low budget. It's like taking your phone and spinning around, or dance with your phone and spin around and look at the air. And so I basically just got it done. So from disagreements, the video didn't really feature Mark at all, even though he was a major contributor. So the video was finished by October 27th. It was mostly it was finished by then and premiered by November 5th, and filmed mostly in San Francisco. And a revised version was made by February 24th, 2020. Because I didn't like how it looked in some of the footage, so I cut that and added some generic stock footage, covered it over, so that new one has that band at the end singing rather than me singing. So yeah, for the final part of it. So the song only ever involved Mark and I, and only one CD was ever burned of this song. And so if there are other CDs that are out there that have it, then those are not authorized. The one CD was given to my mom, so to play in her stereo. Anyways, so that's the song history of that, and that's what went on. So there you have it.